Hello everyone, very good morning. This is me Abhilasha, your favorite VRC educator, and I'm back again with one more of your favorite Hindu Aeon editorial review. Here we cover various editorials from Hindu and Aeon newspapers and discuss these articles. So let's get started without wasting any more time. Here is our session for the day. So of course, if you're not yet connected with me on Telegram, do connect with me on Telegram. Hi Smith. Using MBA CAT 23, that's my Telegram handle. Women at the barricades. So this one was a very interesting article that I found from Aeon Essays, and I thought let's discuss this. It will be very, very interesting. How did this happen? So let's read about it. How did a brief and unplanned insurgency allow multiple nodes of power, widespread participation, and an upending of hierarchies without a clear leader and while under a military blockade? So there was a military blockade that was happening, and suddenly there was something that happened. So there was an insurgency. Insurgency means a rebellion, right? So there was an insurgency. That how did that allow multiple nodes, means multiple ends of power, widespread participation, and upending means changing, completely changing of hierarchies, that is of order, without a clear leader and while under a military blockade. So the military was blocking you. What enabled the sudden emergence of not only a revolutionary force? Okay, so not only a revolutionary force, that was one. What is the other thing that also came out? But also multiple highly organized, self-mobilizing, autonomous political groups that reoriented the most powerful city in Europe into an egalitarian, radical, pro-worker metropolis. So the writer is saying what happened, that suddenly there was an emergence not only of a revolutionary force but also of many highly organized, self-mobilizing, autonomous political groups that changed the face of this city into an egalitarian, something that believes in equality. Egalitarian is a very interesting word, right? Egalitarian. Radical, something that is very non-orthodox, non-conformist. Pro-worker, pro-worker means working for the workers or laborers. Metropolis, of course we know a metropolis is a large city. The Paris Commune exploded onto the world stage. So this was the thing that caused it. At the intersection of political development, so intersection means the crossing, right? So you have political developments, resistance movements, people who were fighting against something, emerging liberatory ideologies, so ideologies that thought, schools of thought that wanted liberation, and community-based organizations. So it is coming out from the cross section of each one of these. The commune resulted from the political will of a wide range of actors. So many people got together, not actors here means people who take action, to embrace the revolutionary opportunity and put hopes and ideas into action. So there was a revolutionary opportunity, there was a huge opportunity, and this was just the right time to put the hopes and ideas into action, and that is what they did. They drew not only on their prior liberatory plans, so they drew again not only means there are going to be two things. So they were drawing out their prior liberatory plans, that means they had previous plans of freedom and resistance experience. So they had fought for resistance and they had fought against something, but also again, so the second thing will come. So this is the first thing, but also on Paris's revolutionary legacy. So they were not just getting their power and their hope from previous plans of freedom and previous resistance experience, but also on Paris's revolutionary legacy. So there was a huge legacy that Paris had. A potent set of available memories embraced by socialists and feminists of many stripes. So there was a very powerful set of memories that were available. Good morning, Sakshi. Good morning, Karan. Good morning, Smith. Hello, everybody. I hope all of you have liked and shared the session by now. If you haven't, you should. Okay, this combination of history, ideology, opportunity, lived experience and hope facilitated a radically democratic urban experiment. So because there were so many things that were coming together, there was history, there was ideology, there was opportunity, there was experience that you had gone through, and there was hope. All of this got together to create this very radically, very unusually democratic urban experiment. So what happened in Paris was something that could have not happened anywhere else, because the kind of experience that the Parisians had, the kind of history that they had, the ideology that they were following, the opportunity that presented itself, the the experience that they had already had, the people who were living, and hope, they just all of it got together to create this very interesting Paris commune. Without this extraordinary confluence of factors, if these factors, confluence means coming together or joining, so without these, if these had not happened, pressed into the crucible of revolutionary moment, crucible means a bowl where you will put everything, there would be no commune as we know it. So the way we know Paris commune or the community of Paris or the way Paris commune happened, it wouldn't have happened if there were not so many of these extraordinary factors that were put together in that revolutionary moment. That's very interesting, huh? Good morning, Neelaksh. Good morning, Varun. The intensity of the revolutionary movement produced a context that allowed concurrent nodes of power, but their emergence can be attributed to the effective laboratory of radicalism and democracy constituted in the immediate pre-commune years. So the emergence, so the intensity of the revolutionary movement produced a context. So it was very revolutionary, and there was this context that allowed many parallel nodes of power to come together. Concurrent means happening at the same time. But their emergence, all these concurrent nodes of power came out because of this effective, this very strong laboratory of radicalism and democracy that was started in the pre-commune year. That means that happened before this entire activity started. Political activism, labor organizing, and intellectual projects germinated and grew during the repressive Second Empire from 1851 to 1870. So many things happened during that time. Socialist and feminist organized resistance, in some case from prison and often from exile. So the socialist and the feminist, these are two beautiful movements. Remember, we have studied about socialism. We will do feminism also, okay, at some point of time. So socialist and feminists recognized, they organized resistance, in some case from prison and often from exile. They had been exiled, but they would fight. These cooperative groups built the templates from which the commune center of organization would be formed. So these cooperative groups of the socialist and the feminists who were organizing resistance from 1851 to 1870, they had built this template. A template means a design of the organization. So from there, the Paris Commune took its organizations and they designed it in such a manner. All right. Prior to insurgency, so before the insurgency happened, French feminists addressed a range of equity issues, but because of their extreme marginalization and the Napoleonic code of law, women focused specially on political and legal equality. So the French feminists were talking about many issues, but they were mainly focused on political and legal equality. So that was what the feminists were fighting about. The code denied women full citizenship, deprived a married woman of corporeal autonomy. A husband had unlimited rights of sexual access to his wife's body, and disallowed their juridical rights along with minors, criminals, and the mentally debilitated. So women did not have a lot of right during the Napoleonic code of law. During the commune, so when the commune came about, most feminists abandoned these rights-based goals. So they said, let's do away with these goals. They saw the insurgency as the end of repressive old institutions and the beginning of a new order. So they decided that this would be the time when a new order would come in and new thoughts would happen and everything new would come in for the women also. The revolution provided the opportunity for working class socialist and anarchist feminists to dig beneath and beyond the level of political exclusion to address quotidian and structural inequities of not only gender but also class. So, because the revolution happened, the women, the feminists got an opportunity. The feminists who were from the working class, they were socialist and they were also anarchist. So we need to learn about socialist feminists and anarchist feminists also to dig beneath and beyond the level. So they said we will not only talk about political exclusion, but we will address very quotidian means very obscure, very boring, very repetitive structural inequities, that there were inequalities of gender and class, and that they would discuss and address not just gender but also class. And they would do so from a variety of perspectives using different approaches. So it would not just be a one shoe fit all. They would do it from many perspectives. As a result, multiple feminist socialisms emerged within and carried on after the revolution. So many thoughts, many feminist socialisms came out of the revolution. Communard women, along with the support of some communard men, transgressed gendered barriers. So the women of the commune, with some support from the men, they transgressed means they crossed over, right? They crossed over gendered barriers. So they crossed the gender barriers to labor, politics, religion, education and the battlefield. So the women not only were talking about gender equality but now talking about labor, politics, religion, education and the battlefield. They reshaped these multiple and intersecting gendered spaces. So the way everybody in the world was talking about labor, politics, religion, education and the battlefield in terms of men and women and how women were being excluded from each one of these, they started talking and they reshaped these spaces. So the way the world then came to know about the gender equality and understand gender equality in labor, in politics, religion, education and in battlefield happened because of these women who were from the Paris Commune. So if you look at this passage, very interesting passage, we are talking about the women from the commune, the feminist from the commune who have done such great things, who have changed the way gendered spaces occur and function across sections such as labor, politics, religion, education and the battlefield. Very interesting article, huh? What is a transgression? A transgression is, trans means across. Okay, so I'll quickly break it up. Trans means across. Okay. And gress means path or a door. So when you cross a path and when you go into another level, you have transgressed. Transgression also means a mistake. So I was not supposed to attend the principal's meet, but I did. It was a transgression. Okay. So it was a mistake. So sometimes you use the word transgression as a mistake. When you transgress something, you go beyond your level and into another level. Okay, so that's also transgress. So transgression is a noun and it means a mistake. As a verb, transgress means to cross over and into another area. Okay, so those are the two meanings of transgress. All right, let's take a look at our questions. What's the main idea of the passage? What did this passage talk about? Did they talk about the Parisians suffering much during the early 19th century? That French women were able to get great liberty during the Commune, and that women and children did not have many rights before the insurgency. Very quickly, let's talk about what. Now remember, when we were talking about main idea in our plus class, we said there are three things we must consider. Number one, who are the characters? Who are we talking about? So that's number one. Number two, we said pay attention to the conjunctions or the flow of thought, right? And number three, we said look for the tone of the author, right? So the descriptives or the adjectives or the adverbs. So what are the characters here? Who are we talking about in this passage? We are talking of the commune. We are talking of the women, the feminist in Paris, right? So your answer should definitely have this. So, oh, I can see a lot of answers also. Nilaksh, Karan, Smith, Sakshi, wonderful. Yes, you guys have picked the right answer. We are talking about French women, liberty and commune, and these are my three actors here. Wonderful. So B is my correct answer. We were not talking about Parisians suffering much. So see, the tone is negative in this, the first option. So the tone doesn't match. The second option, okay. The third one has a distortion because the passage did not talk about children at all, and this option talks about children. So therefore option C is a distortion and therefore cannot be the correct answer. So let's go to the next question. Here you are. Wonderful, you guys. Okay, each of the following is true except. So remember, when we look at true except, find the ones that are true, eliminate those, and whatever remains will be your answer. So the first one, insurgency made Paris into an autonomous metropolis. B, the commune was a result of a mix of history, ideology, opportunity, lived experience, and hope. And C, few forms of feminism were able to result from the commune. Very quickly. So which all are true and which of these is not? Very quickly. Waiting for your answers. So insurgency, the attack made Paris into an autonomous metropolis. Well, this is true because the passage had very clearly said this also. That it was because of the insurgency that Paris became what it did, right? And an autonomous metropolis. The commune was a result of a mix of history, ideology, opportunity, lived experience, and hope was also true. So therefore A and B cannot be the right answer. Let's look at C. Few forms of feminism were able to result from the, if you remember, the passage has very clearly said many forms of feminism, and the difference between many and few is huge. Few means almost none or none. Okay, remember, few is a very negative word, and the passage has been very clear that there were many forms of feminism that occurred. So therefore C is the one that is false, and so C will become the correct answer here. Yes, absolutely, Vaishnav, don't worry, you'll get it right later. C, very good. Smith, very good. Okay. Alright, so you have to be very careful of the wordings of the option also. The words themselves may just be very beautiful clues. Alright, what is the tone of the author in the passage? Is he acerbic? Is he aggressive? Is he admiring? Is he factual? Come on guys, very quickly. What's the tone of the author? Clearly the passage is not a negative passage. We've understood that. So acerbic, which is a negative tone, would not work. Let's eliminate that. Aggressive again is a negative tone and would not work. Between admiring and factual, was the writer being admiring? Was he praising someone? Was he saying good things about someone? Okay. Was he appreciating someone? I have to look for that. And was it a factual passage? Factual passage would mean just a detail of the facts as they happen. Well, if you read this passage, it is not just factual. It does not just give you a cool listing of what happens. Instead, it talks about how Paris converted from this very normal city into this commune where there were so many self-organizing organizations that happened and how they changed the entire tone of Paris. So the passage then is not really as factual or as detailed oriented, but very, very opinionated, and therefore C, admiring, is a better tone than D, factual. Okay. In terms of factual, it has to be very dry, and it cannot be then a discussion on how good it was or how bad it was. Okay. So therefore, yes, C, admiring, best tone that we do have. All right, score please on 3. Let's take a look who got what. Here are some of my superstars in CAT 2021. Shantam, Cynthia, Roshan, Shrishti, Lavanya, Divyang, Suvegya. If you go to Swarnika, Arunesha, Satyam, Anirudh, Adhish, Ronak, and you could be next too, guys. We have already started the CAT 23 classes. All you have to do is join in and follow. Congratulations to our CAT 22 toppers, 99 percentilers, 75 plus, 98 percentilers, 110 plus. Here is a list of our toppers, very exciting list. The 0 to Zenith batch started on the 5th of January and we're still taking admissions into it. All you have to do is use code AbhiCatLive to subscribe to it. There are amazing USPs, including one recorded subscription for access to all batches, structured courses, 25,000 plus practice questions, in-class doubt solving, educator curated notes, mentorship from IIM experts, IIM graduates, and CAT experts also. Again, code remains the same. The Dream Big offer is now over, guys, so you have missed the boat, but don't worry. The perfect score batch for repeaters will start on 16th of January. The code for this will be AbhiCat Live. The educators, of course, here are the educators. The USPs are amazing. Complete syllabus completion by May 2023, followed by 6 months of extensive revision and practice. One subscription for access to all batches, live and recorded. 25,000 plus practice questions and 100 plus mocks. In-class doubt solving via raise a hand feature, educator curated notes and study material, and mentorship from CAT experts and IIM graduates. Remember, the referral code will remain AbhiCat Live for this batch also. The CAT scholarship tests are happening on January 15th and January 29th, 12 to 1. Ranks 1 to 5 will get 100% scholarship, 6 to 25, 50%, 25 to 50, 30%, and 51 to 100 will get a 20% scholarship. All you have to do is get started by using these. The Unacademy Lite subscription is only available for $999, where you get 10 full mocks, 4 full-length OMETs, 25 sectional mocks, and 25,000 plus practice questions. To get a subscription, all you have to do is use AbhiCat Live and subscribe on Unacademy. If you have got a call, and people have started getting calls to many IIMs, IIM Ahmedabad sent out calls, IIM Lucknow has sent out calls, IIM Kozhikode has sent out the first shortlist. So you must start preparing for your GDPI. So the GDPI and WAT preparation starts from 10th of Jan on Unacademy. Also on Let's Crack Verbal, we started from 9th of Jan, that's today. Right, so do make sure you're joining in. 8 p.m. is the time for this course. 9th Jan, today GDPI, we start out. The Unacademy CAT subscription, we have 2 subscriptions on offer, the Plus subscription and the Iconic subscription. The Plus subscription has digital notes, unlimited access, and so on. The physical notes, GDPI, one-to-one live mentorship, Discord, expert guidance are available in the Iconic subscription. What's new, of course, we are running the Reading Comprehension course currently, so do make sure you're joining in for Plus classes. Special classes happen Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5 p.m. YT happens, RC happens Tuesdays and Fridays, 9 p.m. and Hindu editorial happens Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. So do join in for each one of these. Thank you so much. I hope you have hit like, share, subscribe, and the bell icon. And guys, if you haven't yet taken a subscription, please use AbhiCat Live to get a subscription. Thank you so much.